There are many different selection techniques, so I'll go through a few of them here and you can pick out ones you find most useful. It's unlikely that you find yourself using each and every one of them on a daily basis. The most obvious selection technique is to press and to drag over the characters or the words. Notice how if you select more than one word, Microsoft Word selects the entire words for you. I'll do that one more time. Here I'm managing to select just the individual characters. But as soon as I start selecting the second word, the whole of the word following and whole of the word 2000 has been selected. If you do need a little bit more control, you can click at the beginning of where you want to select. Then hold down your Shift key and your Alt key together and click for a second time. And everything between the first click has been selected. I will do that again just here. Click in one location, hold down the Shift and Alt key together, click in a second location, and everything between the first click and the second becomes selected. But as you can see, if you do this over multiple lines, you get this sort of effect. It's in effect selecting a column or a block. If you do want to select everything between, say, this word here and this word here, you can click for the first time on this word and then hold down your Shift key on its own. Don't use the Alt key this time, and Shift click on this word, and everything between those two clicks has become selected. I find this technique particularly useful when I'm trying to select over a large range of lines or paragraphs. So I can click where I want to begin selecting. I can scroll to my new location and hold down my Shift key and click, and everything between my first click and my second has become selected. There are other selection techniques available as well. If I hold down my Control key and click in the middle of a sentence, the entire sentence becomes selected from the first capital letter to just after the full stop. Control click to select an entire sentence. If I want to select just one word, I can just double click on it. So double clicking selects one word at a time. I can also make use of this left hand margin. As my pointer moves into the left hand margin, it points inwards towards the text. If I do a single click, that selects the one line of the text. It is not a sentence but an individual line. If I do a double click, it selects the entire paragraph. And 3 clicks will select the entire document. I could also hold down my Control key and click in the left margin, or I could choose Edit, Select All, or its keyboard shortcut here, Control A. And to get rid of any selection, just click once in the document. You can also make use of the arrow keys on your keyboard, and we'll be looking at this in more detail in the lesson Navigating a Document. But for now, if I hit my rightwards arrow, I'm moved along one character at a time. Leftwards arrow moves me backwards, up arrow moves me upward, one line at a time, and down arrow moves me downwards, one line at a time. Now if I hold on my Shift key and use, say, the right arrow, I can select one character at a time. Shift and the down arrow selects downwards, one line at a time. Shift and the left arrow selects me backwards. In this case, it's actually removing my selection. But if I just click somewhere in the middle of this text and hold on my Shift key and hit the left arrow, you can see I am selecting backwards. And Shift and the up arrow selects upwards again, line at a time.